Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Welcome to the Traveling Tarot. This is your daily psychic forecast for Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. My name is Stephen Dillard Carroll. How is your Thursday going for you so far? I don't know if I've said this before, but Thursday is actually my favorite day of the work week. I don't know why it is, but Thursday, just things seem to go and they seem to flow on Thursdays. And they have for many, many years for me, going back probably to my even high school and college days. I always liked Thursday. And I don't know why, but I'd be curious as to how your Thursday is going so far. Please do comment down below and tell me how your Thursday is going. And while you're doing that, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel as well. I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers. Excuse me. This is a reading for the collective today, as always. And as always, my sincere and prayerful hope is that there's always something good and positive that can be gleaned from all my readings, regardless of your current circumstance. And at the very least, I hope that you'll finish this video feeling emboldened and empowered to continue making good and wise and positive choices in your life so that you can live your best life possible. So, without further ado, let's get into today's story. And the main plot line for today's story is brought to us by the Three of Michael. The Three of Michael. There it is. And it says, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. So, release the past, you will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. So that is the overarching theme for today. So let's get into the two subplots for today. And our first subplot is brought to us. Oops, I just bumped the camera. Our first subplot is brought to us by Perspective. Archangel Chamuel. Perspective. There it is. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Perspective. Archangel Chamuel. And there we are. So that is the first subplot for today. Now let's get into the second subplot for today. And then that'll tell us our entire story for today. And then later on, it jumped out, so there it is. Later on we'll get into the specifics of our day with the nitty-gritty, which comes later. But our third subplot for the day jumped out at me, and it's the Four of Gabriel. The Four of Gabriel. Right there. The Four of Gabriel. And it says, time for a celebration. Abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. So, sounds like a happy ending. Definitely a happy ending. So there is our main plot line for today. So let's jump into it, starting with the Three of Michael. And there it is again, just in case you forgot it. There's the Three of Michael, and it says, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. The Three of Michael is represented by the Three of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck, and the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. And so unfortunately, the main plot line, the main thoroughfare for today, for some of us, can be heartbreak. And I really do like this interpretation of the Three of Michael, and I'll hold it up again. In this interpretation, you've got Archangel Michael cradling someone and holding someone and reassuring them that everything will be all right, and reassuring them that it is okay to let go of all of that sadness and anger and frustration and depression and anything that needs to be released through tears and through anger and through, screaming at the stars and falling down into a puddle of tears. Archangel Michael is there, and he is cradling us. Going through a breakup of some sort is always difficult. There is nothing pleasant about going through a breakup of some sort. There is nothing that is happy and joyous about splitting off from someone. The Three of Michael is encouraging us to do whatever it takes to get through moment by moment by moment. The Three of Michael is saying, cry. Cry, 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 cry. The Three of Michael is saying, release all of that pent-up emotion and allow it to be free in good and positive ways. But most of all, the Three of Michael is saying, you're not alone. And I really do feel like I need to press that particular truth home. You are not alone. When you are going through a dark time, even if it doesn't have to do with a breakup, this could be a heartbreak of any sort. It could be a heartbreak concerning your children or your loved one or your family or your friends or your business or the way you move through your community. Many times our expectations just are not met in a lot of different ways. And because of that, many times heartbreak can follow. And so it's so important to know that if we're going through a heartbreak of any kind, we are not alone. We have our spirit guides, we have our guardian angels, we have other angels besides our guardian angels that stick around us. We have our ancestors that are always around in one way or another. And sometimes even help comes in corporeal form, meaning help comes from a spirit in a human form. When we're going through a heartbreak of some sort, someone could show up or a situation could arise that eases our pain just a little bit. The Three of Michael is saying, regardless of what heartbreak you might be going through today, you are not alone. There are spirits out there that are always with us 24/7 that are cradling you right now. There are spirits out there that are hugging you and holding you close and allowing you to go through the release of all of that emotion that comes with heartbreak. And today they might even send you somebody in human flesh that is able to lighten your load just a little bit. You are not alone. We are never alone. And it may seem as if we are, especially during those really, really dark times in our life. But the Three of Michael is saying, you are not alone. And I know that it says to release the past, you will grow from the situation, and time heals all wounds. But that is very much... that seems more cliche than to actually say you are not alone, especially with the the imagery that is in this card of Michael just holding this woman close and allowing her just to be in that moment of grief. That speaks more to me today, and I am positive that it speaks to you as well. Trust and believe there is somebody out there that loves you and that wants to see the best for you. And regardless of the heartbreak that you're going through, you have that person, you have those persons, and of course you have spirit guides, you have your guardian angels, you have other angels that watch over you. You have your ancestors, you have all different sorts of love and light energy that surrounds you, that only wants to see the best for you, and is there when you need that release. And so you are not alone today. You are not alone, you are not alone, you are not alone, which is probably going to be the title for this for this video today. So let's move on to perspective. Archangel Chamuel, and I'll show you that picture again. And Archangel Chamuel says there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. Perspective card is represented by the Hanged Man in the Rider-Waite deck. And so what I'm getting from this card is things happen for a reason. And yes, that is a cliche, and yet no, that does not make your current heartbreak situation any better than it is right now. But regardless, now is the time, in between crying, in between being depressed, in between pulling the covers up over your head and not wanting to move from that position all day long. In between those moments of despair, there is opportunity for us to reflect in order to get a better insight, to figure out what went wrong with the relationship, what was our role in the demise of the relationship, if any. Not every relationship falls apart because of us, but a lot of them do. And so maybe it's a time to reflect on what it is that you felt brought the demise of the relationship. And it's also a time to say, okay, what life lessons do I need to learn this time around so I do not have to repeat this lesson ever again, because it's way too hard, it's way too painful, it's way too heartbreaking. I never want to repeat this life lesson ever again. What can I learn from this? How can I evolve from this? And how can I be a better person for having gone through this, so that I never, ever, ever have to repeat this kind of heartbreak ever again. And again, this expands further than perhaps, intimate relationships. This could be anything. Again, heartbreak comes in many, many different forms, and that's a really sad statement to say, but it's true. Heartbreak can come in so many different and varied ways, and all of them make us angry, depressed, hurt, frustrated. All of them throw us into some form of grief or another. During those times, in between those times, again, use those times to gain more perspective. Use those times to actually step away from the situation and look at it for what it really is, from a detached point of view. This is easier said than done when you're going through it. I get it. This is way more easier said than done when you're going through it all. But what I have learned again is, with heartbreak, there are always those moments of respite. Even if they're brief and fleeting, there are always those tiny moments of respite that the universe gives us, or else we would all go crazy if we were 24/7 weeping over a situation. There's always those brief moments of calm wherein we can actually take advantage of those momentary times and actually reflect and figure out how we can move forward from the situation and be better people for having gone through it. There is a better way. Pause for reflection and insight and dare to be different. The perspective card is saying broaden your perspective. Even if it's just for a fraction of a minute, allow yourself to broaden your own perspective. That's part of the healing process. So allow yourself perspective, even if it's just for a tiny, tiny moment during your day. Allow yourself a moment for reflection and perspective. And finally, the Four of Gabriel. I love this card, and there it is. There's the Four of Gabriel. Time for celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, release yourself from burdensome situations. Whenever the Four of Gabriel comes up, which by the way, the Four of Gabriel is represented by the Four of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck. And the Four of Gabriel is all about building a happy home, building a happy life, being in partnership with someone that that you can be on the same page with and actually build something that is going to be long term. And so when I look at this Four of Gabriel, I see a happy ending. Bad times don't last forever. They just don't. And the Four of Gabriel is telling us that there will be a happy ending for us down the road. And more specifically, a happy ending with someone else. The Four of Gabriel is a partnership card that builds on their partnership and build something beautiful and long-lasting. A lot of times it can mean romantic relationships, marriage, starting a family, starting a home. But even if that's not the particular heartbreak that you're going through right now, it could be going into partnership with someone else and building something that is long-lasting. Again, heartbreak comes in many different forms and many different sizes and shapes, and whatever heartbreak that you're going through right now, just know that at the end of the tunnel there is a happy ending, and you and someone else are going to build something positive, strong, and long-lasting together. So what a blessing. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, Universe, for giving us this blessing to know that we are not alone, that we are allowed to go through every emotion that we want to go through, as long as we do not bring harm to ourselves or anyone else. We are not alone. It's okay to feel everything that we're feeling. We are embraced by the universe as we're going through all of this. There will be moments during the day wherein you can actually take advantage of looking at your current situation from all angles and getting perhaps a different perspective, a better perspective, a perspective that might teach you a life lesson and allow you to move forward so that you never have to repeat this sort of heartbreak again. And finally, a happy ending. A happy ending. You're going to either be in a relationship with someone that is an intimate relationship, a romantic relationship with someone, and you'll build something long-lasting, strong, and wonderful together, or depending upon whatever your heartbreak is, you'll go into partnership with someone and build something strong, lasting, and beautiful together. So thank you, Universe. Wonderful, wonderful message today. And thank you for that. So let's get into the nitty-gritty for today. We're going to shuffle the cards just a little bit. And we'll do a 3-card spread as we always do. It will be morning, midday, and evening. And we'll see what the universe has in store for us today. Specifically, see if there's anything nittier or grittier that we can get into for today. So there we go, and let's cut them into 3. 2, 3. And let's see what the nitty-gritty says. So, morning, afternoon, evening. Alright, so the morning is starting off with the Sun card. The Sun card. Beautiful card. It's interesting. The Sun card is advising us that everything will be okay. The Sun card is advising us that the morning might bring encouragement. The morning might bring good news. The morning might bring positive steps in the right direction. The morning might have us waking up with a new attitude, a new perspective, perhaps. Perhaps today won't be as heart-wrenching as yesterday was. Perhaps today, will, at least the morning, will give us that respite that we've been looking for. Perhaps today will give us a different kind of perspective than we had before. If that is the case, I encourage us all to take advantage of it. When we're going through difficult times like a breakup or a heartbreak of any sort, it's very much like this. We have ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, ins and outs, ups and downs all over, up, over, around, and through. Our emotions run the gamut, and today is saying that perhaps the morning will give us a respite from the lows and bring us to at least a momentary high. And if that's the case for those of you, if that's the case for some of you out there, I encourage you to take advantage of it and use that time to gain a broader perspective. The midday is the Fool card, and it's in the reverse position. Usually with the Fool card, the Fool card is all about taking leaps of faith, doing something that is perhaps something that you'd always wanted to do but were too afraid to do, something that is bold, brash, and out there, taking a huge leap of faith. That's what the Fool card is saying when it's in the upright position. But in the reverse position, especially for what we're talking about today, what I'm getting from the Fool card is right now is not the time to make rash decisions. They often say that when you're going through a breakup or a heartbreak of some sort, to not move, not to sell your house, and not to cut your hair. I can remember once when I went through something that was really, really heartbreaking, and the first thing that I did was I shaved my head completely bald. And the Fool card is saying, maybe we need to put the scissors down. Maybe we need to put those clippers down. Maybe we don't need to make those rash decisions today that are tempting, maybe it's tempting to say, screw all of this, I'm selling everything and I'm moving to a beach somewhere, and we'll lay in a grass hut and sit on the beach and sip Mai Tais all day long. The Fool card is encouraging us, you know what, let's take it easy right now. We're still going through some things here. We're still working through some things here. Right now is not the time to make those kinds of moves. Right now is not the time to do something that perhaps we might regret later on. Never do anything that at this time, what I'm hearing is don't do anything that is a direct knee-jerk response to whatever heartbreak that you're going through today, because I'm getting that knee-jerk response, that knee-jerk reaction might come back to bite us in the end. So if you're considering, again, picking up those scissors, picking up those clippers, perhaps pause for a moment and say, this is a knee-jerk reaction, I'm not doing that today, and then putting them back in their proper places. So don't do anything rash today. Don't do anything brash today. Take today moment by moment, and you will get through today. I am positive of that. And finally, we have the Ten of Swords. It's in the reverse position. What this is saying for the end of our day is, perhaps at the end of our day, we're thinking, well, maybe things will turn out differently. Maybe things will turn a corner. Maybe things will go back to the way they used to be. Don't go back. Don't go backwards. The Ten of Swords, when it's in the upright position, means it's dead, it's gone, it's buried. When it's in the reverse position, it means stop going back to it. You're only making it worse. You're only opening the wound and allowing it to fester. Don't go backwards. Allow it to be what it was and let it go. The Ten of Swords is one of those unique cards that pretty much means the same thing forward or reverse and upright. It just means it's dead, it's gone, it's buried. And the only difference in the reverse position is perhaps we're revisiting it over and over again, and perhaps it's not in our best interest to do so. So, the bad news, or the sad news, I should say, for today is that some of us might be going through some sort of heartbreak today. And if that is you, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. My arms embrace you spiritually and hug you and hold you close as you're going through this hard time. But just know that in this hard time, there is opportunity to grow. There's opportunity to learn, there's opportunity to evolve, and eventually we're going to get to that happy ending. Have faith, don't give up. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're going to feel today, as long as it doesn't harm you or harm anyone else. Allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel today, and allow yourself to go through it. It's okay. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. All right, let's get into our affirmator today. And because this was all about relationships today, well, it didn't have to be about relationships. Like I said, heartbreak comes in many different forms, but I think we're going to do the love and relationships affirmators anyway. So we're going to pull those out. And an announcement, if you are in the Oklahoma City area on Saturday and Sunday, August 24th and 25th, I will be at the High Times Cannabis Cup in Oklahoma City. And I will be doing readings in the VIP area of the Cannabis Cup this weekend. So if you're in the Oklahoma City area, I would love to see you. Come on by and say hello. A link is down below where you can go and buy your tickets, and I encourage you to do so. I will be there from 12 to 4 both days, on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be doing readings. So if you wanted to get a really quick private one-on-one reading with me, I'll be there to do that this weekend. So without further ado, let's get into our love and relationships affirmation today, and that is brought to us by surrender. Surrender. And it says, "Hear ye, hear ye. You are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thought patterns that are getting in your way. Surrender any ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance or which makes your dream relationship seem like an impossibility. The mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are heretofore, forthwith, officially, and indubitably declared for the birds. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The surrender card, this is very much connected to the perspective card and the Ten of Swords. Surrendering thought patterns that are getting in your way, surrendering the victim mentality, and surrendering the idea that you will never get into your dream relationship. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful affirmation for today. And I will leave you with my affirmation. Love yourself. Love yourself fully, completely, and wholly. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself first and foremost, and everything else will fall into line. Have a fantastic Thursday. Remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.